this real quick. Om Chandanasya Mahatpunyam Pavitram Papanasanam Aparam Hare Nityam Lakshmi Shistati Saravadam. Yeah, you can. Thank you. Alright. Take some water in your left hand now as we commence with Nangsparsh, or the purification of each of our body parts. Om Wame Astu, touch your lips. Om Nasor Me Prano Astu, your nostrils. Om Akshor Me Chakshar Astu, your eyes. Om Kanyor Me Shrotam Astu, your ears. Om Bhavor Me Balam Astu, your arms. Om Over Me Ojo Astu, your legs, and all over your body. Om Adhishtani Miengani Tanestanoe Sahasantu. We're take a red flower in your hand now as we chant that most powerful of mantras. We'll chant the Gayatri mantra. Om Agakshe Varade Devi Akshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagata Mata Vishwayoni Namostute. Om Bore Bhuvaswa Tatsavitora Varenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bore Bhuvaswa Tatsavitora Varenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Vore Bhuvaswa Tatsavitor Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Prem Sablo Gayatri Mata Ki Jai. Alright, put your flower down in the center of the altar. And take another red flower in your hand now. As we offer prayers to the destroying creator of all obstacles in our life, we offer prayers to Ganapati Bhagwan or Lord Ganesh. Om Gajananam Bhutagaradi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Valachara Bhakshanam Uma Sutam Shokavinashakarakam Namami Viganeshvara Pada Pankajam. Namami Viganeshvara Pada Pankajam. And if I can ask the Kirtan group to give us one bhajan as we commence with puja up front.
Jai Ganesh, 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 Jai Ganesh. Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan, Shankar Suvan Bhavani Nandan, Shankar Suvan Bhavani Nandan, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan. Siddhi Sadan Gajvadan Vinayak, Siddhi Sadan Gajvadan Vinayak, Modak Priya Mudamangala Data Modak Priya Mudamangala Data Vidya Varini Buddhi Vidata Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Jai Ganesh 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 Mangat Tulsidas Kar Chhodi Mangat Tulsidas Kar Chhodi Pashuram Manas Modi Bahusuram Siya Mana Modi Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Shankara Suwana Bhavani Nandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan Jai Ganesh 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 Jai Ganesh
Alright, let's offer some final pratana to Lord Ganesh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Saravada Om Raksha Raksha Ganadaksha Rakshatrayokya Rakshaka Bhaktanam Vayam Karata Tratanam Bhavanavad Om Shri Mahapate Pate Namaha Prem to Lord Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai. Place your flowers then from Lord Ganesh and take a white flower into your hand now. As we offer prayers to that mother of knowledge and learning, we offer prayers to Saraswati Mata. Om Saraswati Mahabhagye Vidye Kamala Lochane Vidya Rupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute Om Saraswati Namastobhyam Varade Kamarupani Vidyarambam Kirishami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Om Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Place your flower down from the Saraswati, and before you take a pink flower, you're going to light this diya as I start the prayers to that mother of wealth, that mother of light. And when we say wealth, we not only mean monetary wealth, we mean mostly spiritual wealth. We offer prayers to Lakshmi Mata. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Dana Sampada Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute. Om Namaste Astu Mahamaye Shri Pite Sarapujite Shankha Chakra Garaste Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Namaste Garuda Rudhe Kola Suru Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Sarvagye Sarvavarade Sarvadushta Vayankari Sarvadukha Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Adyantara Hite Devi Adya Shakti Maheshwari Yoga Jay Yoga Sambhute Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Stula Sukshma Maharaudre Mahashakti Mahodare Mahapapa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Padmasasthite Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Parameshi Jaganamata Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shvetambara Hare Devi Nana Lankada Bhushite Jagatastite Jaganamatar Mahalakshmi Namostute. Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Mahalakshmiye Namaha. Place your flower in front of Mother Lakshmi and take a red flower in your hand now as we offer prayers to that universal mother, that destroyer of all evils in this life. We offer prayers to Adi Shakti Durga Mata. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde Jai Putarti Harnani Jai Saravagate Devi Kalanatri Namostute. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Mayeti Shabdita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Sanstata Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushti Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya Rupena Sanstita Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Dearest devotees, we now offer prayers to that universal. We now offer prayers. Sorry. Dearest devotees, we now offer prayers to Adi Shakti Durga Mata in the form of the Universal Mother or Matri Rupe. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Dehi Sobhagyam Arogyam Dehi Me Paramam Sukham Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Disho Jahi Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Disho Jahi. Place your flower down in front of Durga Mata, and I will ask for the Kirtan group to render us 2 bhajans as we commence with prayers up front.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jagadambike, Jai Jai Jagajanani 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 Ma. क्या मन हरुना सुहाया है, क्या मन हरुना सुहाया है, वारु सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर, वारु सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर, मेरे मन को ये पाया है, जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। श्री राम तू ही, श्री कृष्ण तू ही, दुर्गा काली श्री राधा तू, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। श्री राम तू ही, श्री कृष्ण तू ही, दुर्गा काली श्री राधा तू, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में, तेरा ही तेज समाया है, तेरा ही तेज समाया है, जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ, जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। माँ जो पाऊँ तुमसे पाऊँ, जो देवी उसमें हर्षाऊँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। जाऊं, कुछ रहे न मेरा अपनापन, कुछ रहे न मेरा अपनापन। मेरे सर्वाचा आया है, मेरे सर्वाचा आया है। जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ, जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ। क्या मन हरु नाम सुहाया है, क्या मन हरु नाम सुहाया है। वारु सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर, वारु सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर। मेरे मन को ये बाया है। जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ, जय 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 माँ।
जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। हंसवाहिनी परमासन माता, हंसवाहिनी परमासन माता। वीणा पुस्तक धारिणी, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। तू ही दुर्गा, तू ही काली, तू ही दुर्गा, तू ही काली, तू ही माता पार्वती। सकल जगत के पालन करनी, स्वेत्या बुद्धि दायिनी। जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश शेष सब, ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश शेष सब। तेरे ही गुणगान करें, हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ, हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ। विद्या बुद्धि दायिनी, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी।
Om Prem Sulo Saraswati Mata Ki Jai, Prem Sulo Lakshmi Mata Ki Jai, Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Durga Mata Ki Jai. Alright, place your flowers down for the respective Devi. White, pink, and red. Alright. Take about one flower of each color as we offer prayers to those most influential beings in our lives. We offer prayers to the Navgraha Devata, also known to us as the 9 planets. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashibu Misvato Burascha Guru Shashukraha Shani Rahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shantir Kara Bhavantu Sarve Graha Shantir Kara Bhavantu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah Chandramaya Namah. Suryaya Namah Chandramaya Namah. Chandramaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Namaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Buddhaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Buddhaya Namah. Buddhaya Namah. Brihaspataya Namah. Buddhaya Namah. Brihaspataya Namah. Shukraya Namah. Brihaspataya Namah. Shukraya Namah. Shukraya Namah. Shanisharaya Namah. Shukraya Namah. Shanisharaya Namah. Shanisharaya Namah. Rahave Namah. Shanisharaya Namah. Rahave Namah. Rahave Namah. Ketave Namah. Rahave Namah. Ketave Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Bhaskaraaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Bhaskaraaya Namah. Bhaskaraaya Namah. Adityaya Namah. Bhaskaraaya Namah. Adityaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya 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 Namah.
Devotees, with today being Sunday, what a Raviwat, we offer prayers to Sanatana Bhagwan. Om Mari Deva Namastopyam Prasiddha Mama Bhaskaram Divakara Namastopyam Prabhakara Namastute Prabhakara Namastute. Om Prem Subhado Navgraha Devata Ki Jai. Prem So Suri Narayana Bhagwan Ki Jai. Place your flowers down in front of the Navgraha Devata. And take a yellow flower in your hand now. As we offer prayers to that sustainer of all righteousness in this universe, we offer prayers to Bhagwan Vishnu. Excuse me. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadaram Gangana Sadrisham Megavaranam Shubhangyam Om Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Birdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhaveharam Savraloke Kanatam Om Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam Sapita Vastram Sarasi Udeshanam Sahara Vakshastara Shobhikostuva Shriyam Namami Vishnu Shirisa Chaturabhujam Namami Vishnu Shirisa Chaturabhujam. Take your fire and put it in front of Lord Vishnu. And take another yellow flower in your hand now as we offer prayers to that seventh incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu. We offer prayers to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pate Namaha. Take your flower and put it in front of next one over. Yep. And take a pink flower in your hand now as we offer prayers to Mother Sita. Om Jagata Sutta Jagajanani Janaki Atashaya Priya Karunani Danaki Take Jukapada Kamala Manawo Jasu Kripa Nirmala Mati Pao. Put your flowers in front of the Sita. Take a red flower in your hand as we offer prayers to Hanuman Swami. Om Manojavam Martutulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varistam Vatamajamma Narayutamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. Place your fire in front of Hanuman Swami and take a white flower in your hand now if you have it. Yep. As we offer prayers to the 8th incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu, we offer prayers to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Om Karada Vinde Naparada Vindam Mukada Vinde Vinive Shayantam Vatasya Patrasya Pute Shayanam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami. Om Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaham. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Yam Karagikarim Yatripatamaham Vande Paramandanda Madhavam. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanurdamaradanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagata Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagata Gurum. The Kirtan group can render us 2 to 3 bhajans while we commence with prayers up front.
काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम कोरबई सब पंछी जागे जागे धरती माता ओ जागे धरती माता राम भजन बिन सोना जीवन काहे जन मगवाता ओ काहे जन मगवाता मित जे दुकड़ी सारी पे बहुत राम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम 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 है हमरे तन मन जीवन राम है हमरे दाता ओ राम है हमरे दाता फिर संगी ओ राम ने मैया और से बीजत जाता ओ और से बीजत जाता वो है स्वामी जगत जया उनते सभी गुलाम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम जो जागे सोवे सुख पावे सोवे दुखिया होवे ओ सोवे दुखिया होवे राम नाम से हो जियारा जो सुमिरन में कोई ओ जो सुमिरन में कोई तेरी शरण हो मेरी मनवा पाहेगा सुखधाम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सूतल बाहो काहे सूतल बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम 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 नाम नाम
तू तेना प्रीत तिहारी राधा तू तेना प्रीत तिहारी तू तेना तू तेना तू तेना प्रीत तिहारी राधा तू तेना प्रीत तिहारी जब से तुमने नेह लगाया जब से तुमने नेह लगाया मन में अपना
2 flowers in your hand. You use up the yellow ones. That's good. Om Prem So Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Prem So Sita Mata Ki Jai. Prem So Hanuman Swami Ki Jai. Prem So Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Prem Se Vishnu Bhagwan Ki Jai. Right, place your flowers in from the appropriate murtis. And take a flower in your hand now as we offer prayers to that universal Father, that universal Guru, the destroyer of all things in this life and in this universe. We offer prayers to Bhagwan Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Karapura Gauran Karunavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hiraya Davinde Bhavan Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavan Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Chitalingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadukhavinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Brahma Murari Surar Chitalingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadukhavinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam मूर्छित पाप विनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भावरुभक्तिविवेवचलिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं अष्टनरूपरिवेष्टितलिङ्गं सर्वसमूढमवतारणलिङ्गम् अष्टधरेन्द्रविनाशितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं सुरभूसुरवरपूजितलिङ्गं सुरवनपुष्पसदार्चितलिङ्गं परात्परं परमात्मकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं लेङ्गष्टकमिदं पुण्यं यः पति शिवसन्निधौ शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मूर्ति ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय जय बोला बंडारी शिवर जय बोला बंडारी जय बोला बंडारी शिवर जय बोला बंडारी जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जब के गिरकारी जय बोला बंडारी शिवर जय बोला बंडारी निश दिन तेरा ज्ञान करे हम सिमरे मंत तिहारा हे शिव शंकर मंत जगाओ ओवे जगत जियारा नमामि शंकर नमामि शंकर नमामि शंकर नमामि शंकर कृपा करो त्रिपुरारी जय बोला बंडारी शिवर जय बोला बंडारी शंकनंद से सब जगाकर स्वर संगीत बहाया युग युग से ये श्रीति नाते ऐसा डमरू बजाया तेरी याद बुला के जग में तेरी याद बुला के जग तीनों ताप हरण कर लेता, ये त्रिशूल तिहारा। तेरा नाम जग पे से जग में मिलता मुक्ति द्वारा। महादेव पर ब्रह्म विदाता, महादेव पर ब्रह्म विदाता, आये शरण तिहारी। जय बोला बंडारी शिव हरे, जय बोला बंडारी। जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर, जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर, सब जब के हितकारी। जय बोला बंडारी शिव, जय बोला बंडारी, जय बोला बंडारी शिव, जय बोला बंडारी।
नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर, गिरिजा शंकर ओम। भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर, गिरिजा शंकर ओम। जय प्रियंका, जय पीतांबर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर,
जय शिव शंकर भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर गिरिजा शंकर जय प्रियंकर जय प्रीतांबर जय शिव शंकर जय प्रियंकर जय पीतांबर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर हर शिव शंकर हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर हर शिव शंकर दुख हर लेकर सिख भर देकर जय शिव शंकर दुख हर लेकर सिख भर देकर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर पार्वती शंकर गंगा कदाधर शंकर पार्वती शंकर गंगा कदाधर करुणा शंकर नीलकंठ अकलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नीलकंठ अकलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर नाथ राज सुंदर हर हर शंकर जय शिव शंकर नाथ राज सुंदर हर हर शंकर जय डमरूवर जय केवलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर जय डमरूवर जय केवलेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदाशिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर शिव शंकर
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. devotees, we offer this prayer for all those that are suffering from various illnesses, ailments, or diseases. We ask that they have a quick and full recovery. We also offer this prayer for those that have passed on from this world to the next. We ask that their transition be a smooth and tranquil one. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityormukshi Omamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityormukshi Omamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityormukshi Omamritat. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Om Kartikeya Namaha. Om Nandishwaraya Namaha. Om Vasukiye Namaha. Om Shri Sambasara Shivaya Namaha. Prem se bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki jai. Hold on to your flower for one moment. We now offer this next prayer to our gurus. If you do not have a guru, please take any of the devas or devis in your mind as your universal guru. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Bhakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Prem Sablo Guru Deva Ki Jai. Alright, go ahead and place your flower down in front of Lord Shiva. And for all those who have Prasad Charaway, could you please come forth at this time? Make sure you got some flowers in your prasad. All right. Hold your prasad in both hands, away from your body. You good, Tejas? Well, you have one in each hand. You're fine. All right. Om Naivedyam Grahetam Deva Bhakti Me Chalam Kuru Ipsitam Me Varam Dehi Paratreha Parangatim Om Niram Phalam Maya Deva Stapitam Puratastava Tena Me Sapalavatir Bhave Janmani Janmani Om Sarva Papa Haram Divyam Gangayam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanya Maya Daktam Grahetam Parameshwara. Offer your prasad.
आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन. 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 बिलीने की बहन सुदाम की तुंडल. बिलीने की बहन सुदाम की तुंडल. रुचि रुचि भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन. दुर्योधन की मेवा त्यागे, दुर्योधन की मेवा त्यागे, साग विदुर कर कायो प्यारे मोहन, आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन, आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन। जो कोई तुम्हारा भोग लगावे, जो कोई तुम्हारा भोग लगावे, सुख संपत्ति करावे प्यारे मोहन, आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन, आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन। ऐसा भोग लगावे प्यारे मोहन, ऐसा भोग लगावे प्यारे मोहन, सब अमृत हो जाए प्यारे मोहन, आओ भोग लगाओ 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 प्यारे मोहन।
I'd like to ask anyone that is desirous of participating in our Holi mantras to please come forward at this time. And before we get started, for everyone that's participating, well, actually it should be everyone in the mandir, but what's the most important word?
Swaha.
And I want to hear it, so I don't want any other mics on. Sorry, Tim. Yes, yes, Zeke, I need for you to be an active participant today. All right. All right, y'all good to go? Yes. Okay. Om Agni Vile Purohitam Yagyasya Deva Vritvijam Otaram Ratnadatamam Agni Devaya Namaha. Om Prajapate Idam Prajapate Idam Namama. Om Indraya Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Om Agnaye Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. Om Somaya Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Om Bu Idam Agnaye Idam Namama. Om Bua Idam Vayawe Idam Namama. Om Swa Idam Suryaya Idam Namama. Om Suryaya Namaha. Idam Suryaya Idam Namama. Om Chandraya Namaha. Idam Chandraya Idam Namama. Om Baumaya Namaha. Idam Baumaya Idam Namama. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Idam Buddhaya Idam Namama. Om Brihaspate Namaha. Idam Brihaspate Idam Namama. Om Shukraya Namaha. Idam Shukraya Idam Namama. Om Shaneshwaraya Namaha. Idam Shaneshwaraya Idam Namama. Om Rahove Namaha. Idam Rahove Idam Namama. Om Ketave Namaha. Idam Ketave Idam Namama. Om Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Mahagauriye Namaha. Om Mahasaraswatiye Namaha. Om Mahalakshmiye Namaha. Om Mahadurgaye Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Vishnuve Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ramaya Namaha. Om Sitaye Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. And for this next one, it's an offering to the ancestors, so we're putting it in sideways in between your thumb and index finger. Om Sarvebhyo Pitrebhyo Namaha Swadaha. Om Bore Bhua Swa Tatsavitora Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bore Bhua Swa Tatsavitora Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bore Bhua Swa Tatsavitora Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Please stand and take everything together as we commence with our final offering or Purnahuti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyati. Om Sarvam Gwe Purnagvam Swaha. Om Sarvam Gwe Purnagvam Swaha. Om Sarvam Gwe Purnagvam Swaha. Alright, we now take blessings from Agni Devata. Om Tanapagni Asitwan Mehe Pahi. Om Arnyagni Sadyorme Dehi. Om Varchagni Asi Varcho Me Dehi. Om Agneyam Vaitanva Urnam Tuna Prana. Om Tejo Asi Tejo Me Dehi. Om Virnamasi Virnamahe Dehi. Om Balamasi Balame Dehi. Om Ojo Asi Ojo Me Dehi. Om Manurasi Manur Me Dehi. Om Sahosi Sahome Dehi. Om Shantirastu Pushtirastu Bridhiyastu Yatapampam Patipatimastu Tripate Chachuspate Sirashantira Bhavatu. Atmaniam. Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Atmanam Maya Dattam Graheyatam Purushottamam. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem Agni Devata Ki Jai. If we can get one bhajan as we get ready, as we clean up a little bit and get ready for our sermon. devotees, we offer some prayers to, before we commence with our sermon, we offer some prayers to Lord Ganesh to remove the obstacles in our way that would prevent us from learning this material. We offer prayers to Saraswati Mata to take this material and turn it into wisdom. And we offer prayers to our gurus that paved the way for us to take in this knowledge. Om Vaktatunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Saravada Om Saraswati Namastobhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Kireshami Siddhyar Bhavatu Me Sara Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Saksha Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Prem Solo Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai Prem Solo Saraswati Mata Ki Jai Prem Solo Guru Deva Ki Jai. Hold on to them. Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
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 Bhagavatam Sri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Puran
Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Srimad Bhagavatam Puran.
Dearest devotees, as my ghostwriter has written for me, who's Pundit Avi, we will be telling a story from Canto 7, the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. And we tell this story every year. So, for those of you in the audience, raise your hand if you're familiar with the story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahalad. Okay, Tejas has heard it before and he's forgotten. That's all right. I know a lot of people are familiar with the story, but that's not going to stop us from going through it. But as I was reading, there were a couple of things that stuck out to me, and I will get to those as we go through. So, as we had mentioned, this story revolves around a very powerful being referred to us from the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. This being is known as Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was a mighty and powerful king who ruled through fear and intimidation. He conquered many lands with his powerful armies and forces. As fierce of a king as Hiranyakashipu was, he still feared one thing in this world. So, what's your greatest fear? What's your greatest fear? The ocean. Tejas is afraid of the ocean. Okay. Sister Tiffany, what's your greatest fear? Spiders. Well, for Hiranyakashipu, his greatest fear is death. And if you look at the ocean and you look at spiders, yeah, I mean, they're scary within themselves, but all those things most likely lead to your demise if not taken into account for properly. So he wanted to conquer the worlds and the heavens that he felt betrayed him and his brother Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was killed by Bhagwan Vishnu, but that's a story for another day. And as such devotees, the story begins with Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. That's an interesting one, becoming immortal. That's one way to overcome your fear of death, I guess. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran that Hiranyakashipu went to a valley near Mandara Hill, from which he performed the most difficult of austerities to Lord Brahma, which lasted for 100 celestial, or 36,000 Gregorian years. It's a long time. The ritual performed by Hiranyakashipu was so focused that upon the arrival of Lord Brahma, it is stated that Hiranyakashipu was found covered by an anthill, grass, and bamboo, with his fat, skin, flesh, and blood eaten away by ants. Could you imagine praying for so long that ants build a hill over your body? I can't even get through a regular Sunday morning service without looking at my phone, let alone think about praying for 36,000 years straight. That just goes to show how devoted Hiranyakashipu was to his cause. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we move further on, but just keep that in the back of your mind. So, as Lord Brahma appeared, he said, "O king, please appear, show yourself. All good fortune to you who are so perfectly of penance. I, the granter of boons, have arrived. Let your wish be my blessing for you." Hiranyakashipu emerged from the anthills, his eyes filled with devotion and wonder. Upon seeing the Lord, Hiranyakashipu stated, "If you are willing to grant me the boon that I desire, O my Lord, O best of all benefactors, then make it so that I will not die because of any living beings created by you, neither at home nor outside, neither during the day nor at night, neither from any known weapon nor by any other thing, neither on the ground or in the sky, nor by any human beings or animals I may die. Neither lifeless things nor lifeless entities, or neither lifeless things nor living entities, neither demigod or demons, nor the great serpents may kill me. I must have no rivals, have the supremacy in battle, and rule over all embodied souls, including the deities and the planets. My glory must equal yours, and never may the powers I acquired by your yogic penance be defeated." So, Hiranyakashipu asked for everything he could get outside of immortality, and I believe that's because he couldn't be granted just straight immortality, so he had to come up with a way to make himself as invulnerable as possible. After hearing this, the Lord granted him the wishes and desires of Hiranyakashipu. With his newfound powers, Hiranyakashipu was now able to conquer the heavens and the earth, removing any obstacle or force in his way. Slowly, the balance of the world began to turn from righteous to the unrighteous, and Hiranyakashipu's reign expanded. With fear in their hearts about the world and the reign of Hiranyakashipu, the great saints and Devas approached the Supreme Lord Hari and expressed their concern. They discussed the rule of Hiranyakashipu and that the forces of righteousness were slowly being removed. The Supreme Lord Hari listened, and upon hearing the words stated, "Do not fear, O best of soul of learning. I wish you all the best. The nefarious activities of this great demon are known to me, and I shall put them to an end. Just wait and see." And this is a story that we hear time after time, and it's just the cycle that we go through. There are periods of darkness and there are periods of righteousness. Or I'm not going to say darkness, but periods of unrighteousness and periods of righteousness. We're currently in one of those periods of unrighteousness. I forgot the name. But Kali Yuga, thank you. Thank you, all you educated people. So, as when periods of unrighteousness occur, it's not like all of a sudden the skies become dark and it's raining and thundering and there's no light anymore. It takes a little bit of time. It kind of creeps up on you until one day you notice that there's a lot of unrighteousness in the world, and untruths are being said, and those are becoming the truth, and faith in the Lord and faith in the truth becomes looked down upon. As such, the plan of action, fate so to speak, of Lord Vishnu was in play. Shortly after this time, Hiranyakashipu fathered 4 most qualified sons, of whom one was named Prahalad. This son was endowed with all the qualities of a great devotee since birth. He was a good Brahmin, being a full control over the senses and the mind. was firmly established in the absolute truth, and was the beloved best friends of all living beings. He sat down at the feet of the great ones like a servant. Like a father, he took care of the poor. He was like a brother to his equals, and always kind to spiritual masters whom he esteemed as the supreme controller itself. He was of education, purpose, beauty, nobility, and completely free from arrogance and impudence. He was a true example of not only a great leader, but a mighty king. And as we read this, we think of Prahalad being almost the exact opposite of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was always very displeased by his son for one reason. Prahalad would only worship the Lord and not worship his father as Bhagwan. He felt that Prahalad defied him in every way, shape, and form. Hiranyakashipu decided to send Prahalad away to school with a group of Asura children to learn the way of diplomacy and other knowledge to rule a kingdom. His hope was that the influence of the teachers and the other children would change his mentality, would change his thoughts. Despite the efforts of the students and the teachers, Prahalad could not be changed. He was set and devoted to the Lord. He was recognized by everyone. His education continued as such, but his focus for the Lord was never disturbed by the school members. So we always talk about keeping good company. If you surround yourself with good people, you're going to do good. If you surround yourself with bad people, you're most likely going to do bad. I can speak from personal experience that, if I've surrounded myself with people that aren't the most righteous of people, I tend to display and have unrighteous qualities. If I surround myself with people that are righteous, I tend to display more righteous qualities. And if I'm by myself, sometimes I get a little cranky, but that's an entirely different story for another day as well. So Hiranyakashipu, being a very smart ruler, even though he was unrighteous by all counts, very smart, felt that if he put his son with people of his age, educators, that would influence him in the ways that Hiranyakashipu wanted him to be influenced, that Prahalad would become like him. He wanted his son to be more like him, and he wanted his son to worship him as God. So, upon returning home, Prahalad was placed in the audience of his father, who stated, "Now tell me, Prahalad, my son, where were you taught, as you are considered the best of the students in the school?" Prahalad calmly looked at his father and said, "I have learned to listen, to sing, to remember Vishnu, to attend to the feet, to offer worship and prayers, to become a servant, to be a friend, and to surrender one's heart and soul. These are the 9 characteristics of the devotional service to Vishnu delivered by the devotee. This is the way one should relate to the Lord. That, I consider, is the best that I know I can learn." So despite being under the influence of people that were to sway him, Prahalad kept his faith. And I read this and I thought about it. We talk about how Hiranyakashipu and Prahalad are like yin and yang. They're opposites of one another. But both of them were completely devoted to their cause. One was devoted to selflessness, and one was devoted to destroying the world, or taking over the universe. So, yeah, they had different means, but if you look at what Hiranyakashipu did, he devoted himself to Lord Brahma for 36,000 years, to the point that a nest of ants was built around him to get a boon, whereas Prahalad was so devoted to Lord Vishnu that nothing could sway him. So in that sense, Prahalad and Hiranyakashipu aren't really that different. Like father, like son. They're both, you could say that they're both immensely stubborn in their ways. But what was influencing their devotion was on 2 different ends of the spectrum. So, hearing that Prahalad had not become like his father, Hiranyakashipu was very angered. Trembling with rage, Hiranyakashipu told the teachers, "You fools, you fake Brahmins, you are siding with the enemy now and teaching nonsense while taking care of my son." And the teachers responded to the king, "O great ruler, this is what your son says, but this is not what we taught him. So they were teaching him what Hiranyakashipu wanted the teachers to teach Prahalad. But Prahalad wasn't taking it in because he was so devoted to the feet of Bhagwan Vishnu. This is his natural inclination, O king. Do not be angry with us. Do not put blame on us. Filled with anger and rage, Hiranyakashipu threw his son to the ground and ordered him to be killed. He saw visions of the Lord within Prahalad and equated him to the great being who took the life of his brother, a traitor in his own family. So at this point, Hiranyakashipu is so angry, so filled with rage, that he can only see the thing that he hates the most in his son, which is Bhagwan Vishnu, because of what Hiranyakashipu perceived to be the wrongs that Bhagwan Vishnu encumbered to him and his family, because Bhagwan Vishnu is responsible for restoring righteousness to the universe. And so everyone has their own kind of point of view. And Hiranyakashipu believes that his point of view is the right point of view, and he believes that he's the most powerful being in the universe, and he believes his way is the way that people should live. But that is not what Sanatana Dharma teaches us, and Prahalad is the representation of Sanatana Dharma in keeping your devotion to Sanatana Dharma. So the servants of Hiranyakashipu compiled attempting to take the life of Prahalad. They tried to crush him with elephants. They tried to attack him with snakes. They cast spells of doom and threw him from great heights. They conjured tricks, imprisoned him, administered poison, and subjected him to starvation, cold, wind, fire, water, and buried him under piles of rocks. But none of these means succeeded in putting Prahalad, the sinless one, to death. See, Prahalad was so devoted to Bhagwan Vishnu that his devotion was not going to allow him to be killed by such... I mean, to us, they seem like pretty impactful things that would kill us, but for one that was as devoted as Prahalad, these wouldn't hurt him. They weren't going to kill him. So, with great anger, Hiranyakashipu asked his sister Holika to dispose of the boy. So, a little background on Holika. She was granted a shawl, and by the power of Lord Brahma, that she would be protected from fire. This blessing was given with the understanding that it would never be used to bring harm to anyone. After being asked by her brother, Holika took her nephew, Prahalad, and placed him on her lap. A fire erupted at this time around them, with the hope that Prahalad's life would be taken. At this time, Prahalad began praying to Lord Vishnu for protection. Hearing his prayers, the Lord summoned a gust of wind to blow the shawl off of Holika and onto Prahalad, saving him from the flames of the fire and burning Holika to her death instead. So once again, we see Prahalad's devotion saving him, protecting him, not even saving him, but protecting him from the various methods of punishment and death that Hiranyakashipu is trying to administer on Prahalad. So, furious, Hiranyakashipu felt there was no other option than to take the life of his son himself. Prahalad was brought to the throne room of Hiranyakashipu, who was prepared to take the life of his son. He looked at Prahalad and exclaimed, "Oh, you impudent fool! You intriguer of the family! You outcast, you obstinate one, going against my rule! Today I will send you to the abode of Yamraj." For those that don't know, Yamraj is the Lord of Death. Or really like the Lord of the underworld. Let that Lord you wished yourself as your protector protect you. Now that I'm going to send your head now that I'm going to sever your head from your body, now that I'm going to put an end to someone talking such nonsense like you. Hiranyakashipu rose from his throne, taking his sword up in anger, and struck his fist hard against the column. So Hiranyakashipu was so angry at his son that he was going to kill him. On the flip side, Prahalad never really administered anger towards his father. It was, this is what I believe, this is what I'm going to keep believing. Not at any point in this story does Prahalad try to go kill his father. So once again, we got two very devoted individuals, but on complete opposite ends of the spectrum of what their beliefs are. At the very time from within the calm, a most fearful sound could be heard, as if the covering of the universe cracked open. From the column emerged a great being with eyes of glowing molten gold and deadly teeth, and a face extending to its mane. Looking around with a dreadful frown, he waved his tongue like a razor-sharp sword. His ears stood motionless, straight up, and his nostrils and mouth were open wide like mountain caves. The being took form as a half-man and half-lion figure. The extraordinary and most frightening form of Narasimha appeared. Narasimha scooped Hiranyakashipu from the ground and took him to the doorway of his palace, so they were neither inside nor outside. It was at the time of dusk, so it was neither day nor night. Hiranyakashipu was placed on the lap of Narasimha, a being who was never man nor animal, nor created by the Lord, and by being on his lap was neither on the ground or in the air. Using his great claws, which was not a known weapon at the time, Narasimha took the life of Hiranyakashipu on a swoop, thus ending his reign over the world. So once again, we see that Prahalad's devotion and faith was able to help bring forth Narasimha to take care of Hiranyakashipu. And at this point, this marks a very pivotal time, when the balance of the world was restored to its natural order. So unrighteousness had taken over so much that balance needed to be restored. And it's at this point, with Narasimha taking the life of Hiranyakashipu, that we could begin to tilt the scales back and towards the favor of righteousness. Righteousness would begin to rise and unrighteousness decline. The true ruler, a great king known as Prahalad, took the throne and the world would begin to prosper. So we celebrate Holi not only to mark the beginning of spring, but to remember this time when a righteous man, devoted to Lord Vishnu, was saved by Bhagwan Vishnu, restoring righteousness, love, happiness, and peace to the world. And I said I wasn't going to use like the darkness light analogy, but if you're in the dark, can you see colors? So that's why we need light, so we can see the colors. So with that, darkness has been pushed away a little bit, and light has been restored, and now we're able to celebrate colors when we go and play Pugwa in this cold weather.
I would like to sing this holy bhajan.
Sure.
It's a very popular bhajan. होली के ले रघुपीड़ा अवध में होली के ले रघुपीड़ा होली के ले रघुपीड़ा अवध में होली के ले रघुपीड़ा रामा के हाथे ढोलक बल सोए रामा के हाथे ढोलक बल सोए लक्ष्मण हाथे अबीरा लक्ष्मण हाथे अबीरा अवध में होली के
लक्ष्मण हाथे कबीरा, लक्ष्मण हाथे कबीरा, यवत में होली खेले रघुबीरा, होली करे रघुबीरा, यवत में होली करे रघुबीरा, होली करे रघुबीरा, यवत में होली करे रघुबीरा।
Prem Sabro Vishnu Bhagwan ki. That is all. Please now stand for our final arti.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, बात जनों के संकट, बात जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जो द्वावे पल पावे, दुख विनसे मन का, स्वामी दुख विनसे मन का, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, माता पिता तुम मेरे, शरण कहो जिसकी, स्वामी शरण कहो जिसकी, तुम बिन और न दूजा, तुम बिन और न दूजा, आस करो जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता, स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं मूरख कलकामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम हो गोचर, सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति, किस विध मिलो दया में, किस विध मिलो दया में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ उठाओ, विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन के सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम
बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम
बजले बजले सीताराम
मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम
बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले ओम का नाम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले ओम का नाम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम बजले बजले सीताराम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम
Dearest devotees, may we all please clasp our hands and close our eyes one last time as we commence with chanting our closing prayers. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Ma Kashtika Dukkha Bhavave Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktahinam Janardanam Yatya Pujatam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tadasva Me Papoham papa karamaham papatma papa sambhava Trahimam pundarikaksham sarva papo haro hari Om Tvameva Matas Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhus Chasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadrahinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Nityurmamritam Gamaya Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. May you all please bow. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Dao Shantir Antarikshakvam Shantir Prithvi Shantir Apar Shantir Ausadeya Shanti Vanispati Shantir Vishwadeva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvegvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Samaha Shanti Redi Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Alright, so I gotta play this one a little conservatively today because we have a sleeping baby. So I do want you all I want for all of you to be loud, but loud within reason. Right. Prem Sudo Ganesh Bhagwan ki Prem Sudo Adi Shakti Durga Mata ki Prem Sudo Vishnu Bhagwan ki Prem Sudo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki Prem Sorry. Sister Tiffany just went down a decibel. Prem Sudo Shiva Shakti Mandir ki Prem Sudo Sanatana Dharma ki Jai. Thank you. Alright, if I can get a couple of volunteers to come up and help pass around Arati and pass around Pachamrit. I do have a couple of announcements to make. So for next Sunday morning service, that would be Sunday, March 26th, I believe. We will be having a kind of extended service for Navratri. What are the dates for Navratri, Avi? Do you have it on hand? Sorry, I should have done a little.
Wednesday, March 22nd, also echoey, through Thursday, March 30th.
Thursday, March or April 3rd?
March 30th.
Oh, March 30th. I think you said the 3rd.
Oh. Thursday, March 30th.
Okay. Wednesday, March 22nd to Thursday, March 30th. 30. Give me 1 second, guys. There are a couple of things that I would like to mention real quick before I hand the microphone over to our president in training and president in training and training. First is congratulations to the newly crowned Shane and Sarah DeFritas. They are not here with us today. I can only imagine why. Oh, but they celebrated their wedding, or they had their wedding not last week but the week before. So I will wish them a happy number 0 wedding anniversary, and we look forward to number 1 and all the others to move forward. I would also like to wish my lovely wife, Nirmala, a happy 2nd legal anniversary. And also Nirmala's brother, my brother-in-law, Nicholas, how old did Nicholas turn? His 16th birthday on Monday, on the 13th. So happy birthday to Nicholas if you watched this at all. What? No, we're good. So, with all that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. I will now hand the microphone over to. Oh, one last thing. It is Pugwa, or we did plan to play colors today. One sec, Ash. So, yeah, no, geez, Ash. Way to listen. I know. I'm just, so you're more than welcome to go out and play in the parking lot or around the building. Just keep the colors outside the building. If you do get doused in colors, please try to not re-enter a building and be respectful of other people's stuff. So don't get colors on the cars because I just got a new car. I don't want color on it. Thank you. And be respectful of other people's wishes. So if people are not partaking in playing Holi today, please respect their wishes. Now, I will pass the microphone over to our debonair president in training, and our astute president in training for a few more announcements.
I know we have very low numbers today. That's okay. We all thank you all for coming. Happy Pagua. We have, like Pundit said, please be respectful of everyone. We have food in the other building. It is kind of cold, so if you want to wear a jacket, it's supposed to be white, isn't it? It's just white. And with that, we'll pass over to our president in training for more announcements.
Grandma, all I just want to say is, y'all, thank you for coming. And actually have, or not have, something very special, but